Hello and welcome to the second edition of Yo, What Are You Doing Wednesdays? We're here with field hockey junior Elizabeth Modahl. Elizabeth, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for inviting me.
So talk about what you've been doing over the summer to stay active physically, mentally, also some work stuff with your internships. Let everybody know what you've been doing here over the last couple of months.
Yeah, so I actually got lucky enough. I got an in-person internship this summer, which was kind of hard to come by. But I actually spent the summer interning for a nature center about 15 minutes north of me. So I was running one of their community outreach programs for the last 3 months. Today was actually my last day, which was really sad. But we did a whole bunch of different kayaking and tubing on the Milwaukee River, because I'm in Wisconsin, with 5 communities that are kind of located around here, trying to educate them on the Milwaukee watershed and the importance of it to their communities and how they can better protect it. I've been doing a lot of stuff with my teammates. One of my teammates and I both trained for half marathons this summer, so we were kind of keeping each other in check with that training, which is a lot. But yeah, it's kind of what I've been up to.
Absolutely. Sounds like you've been pretty busy, which is a good thing. So let's kind of fast forward here. Obviously, you're one of the junior athletes that's going to be away from campus here this first term. So how are you going to stay busy throughout this first term with your practicum and also, keeping in touch with your field hockey teammates? Obviously, some of them will be on campus and some of them will also be away like you. So how's all that going to play out?
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, I think, kind of like the last year has been. But I am doing the junior practicum, and then afterwards I was actually matched with one of the research projects with one of the geology professors, which I am very excited about because I'm a geology and environmental studies double major. So being able to get into some kind of hands-on, virtual geology research is super exciting for me. I'm also going to be spending some time at a couple of farms around here that I have worked at before. I live north of Milwaukee, but I'm right on the edge of rural. I run a half mile at the start of my run and I'm at a farm. So I'm working on a couple farms around here just to kind of stay getting outside and seeing people and everything like that with my internship done. My teammates and I are currently just trying to do a lot of Zooms. Last week I did 3 or 4 Zoom workouts just with my teammates.
So obviously being up in Milwaukee, some recent current events close by in Kenosha there. Mm-hmm. Obviously the field hockey team has been a team that likes to be involved and make a stand for social justice. So talk about, everything that's going on with you personally and the team and where you guys stand right now from that aspect. It's
been really kind of fascinating to be here during that, because I live in a community that's it is a predominantly white community, and there's a lot of people who believe that racism isn't an issue where we are. They just kind of push it off as being, it's just down in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is just the big issue around here. And we've brought the protests up here now, where we've actually had protests in the city that I grew up in, which has absolutely boggled people's mind, because we've had people that are showing up to events and actually yelling at people who are protesting. I mean, one of my really good friends that I grew up with, she lives on my block. She was yelled at by a man because she was protesting for Black Lives. And that people were just shocked because we didn't know that was a thing. Well, we didn't, but a lot of people around here weren't aware of how important all of these issues are. And as you said, feel like we've always tried to be as on top of things as we can be. I know, talking to a lot of my teammates, kind of in bigger cities, seeing where their protests are at, being in such a rural community, it coming here now is amazing because it needs to be here. We need to be able to see things, but also seeing everyone talking about how bad Kenosha is, just actually having been there, that's home still for me. When I go to Ohio, Kenosha is part of home because it's part of Milwaukee, it's part of Wisconsin. So having people be talking about that, it's really mind-boggling to also be so closely related to what's going on there and dealing with that sort of stuff when we go to work and you have such differing opinions. And yeah, it's made a lot of people think. which is very important right now.
I agree. Yeah, very, very, very important. A lot of things going on. A lot of things to think about for sure. So, fast forward now to 2021, the new year. You're finally back in Oberlin after almost a full calendar year in March. What's the first thing you want to do when you get back to campus right after?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Probably just see as much of my team as I can. I mean, we stayed in touch, but it's kind of mind-blowing also to think about, like, our sophomores won't be there in the spring.
Right.
So I'll go over a year without seeing any of the sophomores. Also, meeting the freshmen is going to be really cool. Haven't met most of them in person yet, so I'm really excited about doing that. But yeah, just kind of being with people. I picked Oberlin because I loved the community. I loved the people there.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for taking the time with us today, Elizabeth. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll be seeing you back on campus here sooner than later.
Hope so. Thanks, Mike.